Steve Hackett is always one of my favorite interviews. Here's part one of our sixth or seventh interview. Under the Mediterranean Sky is coming out on January 22nd. You can pre-order it on hackettsongs.com. There'll be links to his website in the description of this video. Someone asked me to ask you, of all the Genesis questions, what's the biggest one you get? I mean, are you, I know the first time we talked, I said, Stephen, I'm sorry, I have to ask you the pink elephant questions. I have to talk about Genesis. And you said, hey, no problem.
Yeah.
But what's the biggest questions you get?
Well, I think fans in the main want to turn the clock back so that it will be the years 71 to 75. All of those albums. It's hardly likely to happen. We're booked to do different gigs at the same time, so any reformation it's really not going to include me. Not because of that I'm not a nice guy or that I'm completely incompetent. In fact,
you really should practice more. By the way, you really should practice more.
It's got to do with the fact that the better you are, the less likely you're going to be on stage with them.
Matt Isaac asks, will you be doing the Nursery Crime full album?
I haven't thought about that because I think there are some strong songs on it, some that are stronger than others. I'm certainly going to be doing the whole of Seconds Up, which is an album that was cherry-picking across a lot of the strongest stuff that we've done from 71, up to 77. So I hope that answers that. It's always an open question. Would one do that? Or is Foxtrot a stronger album? I've done most of those tracks live. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't got a crystal ball yet about that, but certainly the whole of Selling England, the whole of 10 Seconds Out.
When you were starting this, do you just sit down on a guitar? Are you visualizing in your head? How does it work?
Well, melodies come along in different ways. Sometimes they come along when you're noodling away on a guitar. Something turns from a doodle into a sketch, into a portrait, if you're lucky. Other times, a melody might pop into my head. In fact, the opening melody that kicks the album off was originally designed to be a combination of electric instruments and orchestra. Of course, we couldn't have orchestra because to access orchestras of that size, you'd have to have 80 people in different rooms, and the idea of trying to coordinate all of that sounds great, for some gala performance pie in the sky. But for me, we worked with a handful of players and an awful lot of technology. To answer your question, nobody knows where melodies come from. They either pop into your head or they don't. And when they do, I find that you have to honour it by writing it down. That's the way it works for me. If I write it down, it's on paper, and I've got loads of things on paper, but then things start to surface. Certain melodies haunt me more than others, so I'm always looking for melodies that haunt me. So if they stick with me, the theory is that they might just stick with other people.
Part 2 of our series coming up in about 3-4 days. Make sure you comment on our videos, subscribe to our channel, and share our videos. I'm John Beaudin. This is Rock History Music.